There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So there we have it. The final example of a 6-day bootcamp. Can you believe that? Time went fly like crazy, right? So what a day, what a weekend, what a bootcamp so far. The Queen smashed it as always. Of course, you will hear from her, of course, in the community a lot more. And also, like, for example, it's not the end of anything. It's just the end of the bootcamp, but of course, the start of the journey, right? So, and as you can see here, a few are already falling off the chair, right? So it's getting late. So of course, you need to wrap it up slowly but surely. We have one more last example. Then if there should be anything, of course, we can cover that. But then guess what? You're having the access. You should see the other people around. So it will be fun. And of course, it's just the start of a very beautiful and long and rewarding journey. So with that being said, I would say just we jump in the final example, at least for the official bootcamp days. Okay, so let's jump straight into it, and it will be a good one. So we showed you, for example, I showed you live breakdowns. Like yesterday, it was the Asia Whipsaw and GU. So now we did the whole completely, whatever, weeks, right? Talk about it, gold, whatever. You showed some live examples all over different pairs, whatsoever, like it, whatever it even was, like, who knows the freaking peso, right? But guess what? It works on all charts, on all time frames, on all whatever. So if you want to give you a fine example, which is like a little bit further away, just to show you it's the same shit over and over again. Doesn't matter if it's months ago, weeks ago, days ago, years ago, or tomorrow or yesterday. It's the same shit. That's the Enigma. That's how they do it. They're combining everything, advanced stuff, not so advanced stuff, easy stuff, confirmed stuff, whatever. So everything in one example. Right here for you. Jumping straight into it. Again, we just need pretty much the daily view of it. So what's going on? You already know what you're looking for. You already know what we're seeing. Of course, what we're doing. So what do we do? There we go. Easy stuff. So let me get my pen. Hopefully that works now. So same exact shit as we showed you for like so many hours. What is it? Like 50 hours at this point, or even 60? I don't even know, right? But guess what? It's the same shit all over then. We're seeing equal lows. Previous day, we're seeing equal lows. Asia midline, or pretty much Asia bottom, right? Asia low. We're seeing the channel upwards, tricking retailers in the wrong direction, right? So what do we already know at this point? Of course, we expect an inducement low at this stage. We're having build up, huge liquidity. The only thing we do, of course, we can either wait for the inducement to happen or trade into the inducement. So first, advanced example, of course, you're throwing on Asia midline. Of course, you have it all already in the templates anyways, but for this example, let's just throw it on with whatever Fibonacci tool or whatever. Right, so guess what? If you're tapping already after the build up of the huge liquidity zones in here, giving what? Break of structures in here, retesting, Asia range is done. So what are you looking for? Fast and Frankie, whatever, we can look for sells into the liquidity for sure. We're going into the 1 minute. What do we see? Break of structure, our mitigation area perfectly at Asia midline, right? So guess what? We're expecting the inducement anyways, but this is the first advanced trade. So not a must take, but again, fast and frank curious. So of course, you're waiting for this to be mitigated in here, as it's not clean, as it's not a limit order in here. You need to wait until it's tapping into the solid supply in here, and then you can trade the mitigation. If you're not sure about it, put the stop below here or above here, but definitely that should fly to the downside like crazy. So taps it us into it, right? And guess what? Easy first trade. Should make sense, but guess what? We're zooming out. So now we know, okay, we're not even tapping at Asia, not even tapping at equal lows. So this should be smart money trap. Okay. So let's say you're not sure if that will be a smart money trap or mitigation. Not a problem. You just don't aim like this. You aim like this, because the least target should 100% be this equal lows in here. That should be the least target 100%. Okay. So guess what? Taps it. That trade can be done for you. Okay. Perfect. So what? You just wait. You wait. You don't force anything, and out of a sudden, okay, interesting. So if that would worked out, what you waited for? Internal break of structure, never had it, mitigation, Awesome. Wasn't there, wasn't presented, so nothing forced in terms of trades anywhere. So guess what we do? We just see the timing now. Okay, beautiful. Let's remove the entry helper to make more clarity. Okay, so now we know this definitely was a smart money trap. Slow reaction. Never gave break of structure, so never get induced into taking a buy here at any means, right? So now we know, okay, smart money trap, inducement. We're looking to the left for valid POIs, right? So guess what? It missed the POI. It's just an inducement trade. Awesome. So now we're helping our let, and also there you go. So now the let says, okay, maybe you come back down for a pullback. So that's how I use the entry helper to see potential pullback areas as well. What is it going? Obviously Asia low in here, could possibly go in here as well. But now the let says, okay, possible pullback, possible. There we go. There is the pullback. Okay, so now what we can do, already we know this is a valid inducement trade. Okay, you technically don't have a mitigation, no problem. So what we do, we're jumping over to the 1 minute and taking our demand areas and waiting for mitigations. Okay, guess what? Now we're waiting for confirmations. So guess what? We're having a 1 minute let now. Awesome. After a valid mitigation here, after inducement, after the cycle, after smart money trap, after a valid time frame inducement here. The only thing which is missing is this POI. Not a problem. Confirmed after the break of structure. Now the let. The only thing which is missing, by the way, again, is the mitigation. Not a problem. That's one checklist less, but anything else is perfectly fine. You're waiting for the break of structure. You're waiting for the extreme mitigation. Now you're having the let entry right here. Okay. So guess what? Timing. Awesome. Let. Awesome. There's your tube. Okay. Finally moving higher. What's the next things in line? Always the same. EDMs comes after. There's your imbalance. There's your valid EDM. There's your inducement. There's your mitigation. There's your break of structure. There's your timing. Next thing after. EDM after the let. Like clockwork. Always the same stuff. So guess what? The majority target is for sure Asia high. Nothing lower than that. So move further. Perfect. What is going on? Gives a minor let. Nothing tradable, but at least gives the let of the EDM. Moves higher. Perfect. Moves even higher. Are we done yet? No, we never were at liquidity areas. Of course not. Even if anything, we're building up equal highs in here. Gives us another EDM just for confirmations that this thing will go higher still. Of course, now we're having the liquidity grab. But what can we have to do? So what is the trades possible in this just downplay bots? So we have, of course, the extreme mitigation 1 to 12. Nothing bad. The mitigation after the let. Awesome. 1 to 9. Nothing too bad. Okay. What else? Another 1 to 8 from the first EDM. If you trade the continuation trade, another 1 to 11. Okay, not bad at all. But guess what? You're probably like, I'm not impressed at this point because that's so normal now, isn't it? It's not bad. But yeah, we're not done yet. Of course not. So what we have here, of course, we have our inducement. We have our mitigation of our inducement. We have our break of structure. We have our mitigation with our let. Oh, this was the EDM and EDM in here. Awesome. Taking out liquidity into mitigation. Smart money trap becomes a for fuck sake. There's your smart money trap. There's your liquidity. There's your mitigation. But what do you see in here now? What have you learned already? Of course, Asia whipsaw. Okay. So what do you do in this case? Again, you're just playing the schematic with the timing, with the entries, with the tools, with the timing, whatever, break of structures, all the stuff always the same. So you see, same thing as we showed you here. It's not London. Oh, guess what? What a difference. It's just Frankfurt. The rest is completely, virtually identical. Let after break of structure, after mitigation, tube into EDM, tube into liquidity, smart money trap, or in this case for fuck's sake, into liquidity, into mitigation, timing. Perfect. So can we trade that? Find out. So obviously we are here, magic manipulation minutes, almost to the minute, perfect. So now we switch over to the 1 minute. So if there's an extreme order, we probably missed it because maybe we realized that too late. So guess what we have now? We're having a let. Awesome. Confirmed after the schematic, after the inducement, after the timing, after the mitigation. of the build-up, right? So guess what? What can happen? Of course, guess what could happen as well? Oh my God. Oh my God. So if you put the stop in here, that's an L. Oh my God. Oh my God. And you all be like, oh no, Reem. No, right? So guess what? If you took it like this, you're fine. If you put it above here, you're getting an L. Oh my God. Oh my God. You write me an email and say, that shit doesn't work. You're like, wait, Reem. You're telling us we could get a potential L? Or a break even? What? That can't be true. That is impossible. But guess what? You should be like this. Like, see, there's the market here. Like, you see? You see, the market punches you, but then you're like, okay, I'll problem. Right, like this. Is the whole thing valid? Guess what? Okay, never broke the areas. Magic manipulation anyways. Okay, it's still held. Now you're getting a break of structures. Awesome. What do? You enter the mitigation after. Okay, it comes back and gives another mitigation. It's still valid. Okay. And if you're really scared now, you're putting your stop above here. Not a problem. Okay, but at least the whole thing is still valid. It's just this thing in here should not happen, but it did. But guess what? The whole thing is still valid. Guess what? Next thing in line after the EDM, the let is of course the EDM. Now you're having valid break of structures. What's the push that led to it? Right? Of course, inducement into mitigation of a crazy let. Right? So guess what? You're having a crazy let in here. Okay. Magic manipulation minutes to the minute. Once again, what a surprise. Oh my God, that was unexpected. That's the tube. Okay, so guess what? Will this thing gonna hold here? Will it gonna hold or no? Like, no, of course, of course not. But guess what it is? Maybe a smart money trap. So what can we expect of a smart money trap? Is there anything surprising at this point? What should a smart money trap do? What can it do? A reaction. Very good. But guess what? We can already expect something like that. Okay. Taps into the. So now we're taking our entry helper. It's also an EDM. Okay, we had our first EDM, so now we're having a smart money trap. Anti-confluence should go more down, But which one do you choose? Do you choose like this mitigation or this one? Okay. So now at this point, you don't know. You have EDMs to both sides. You have EDM to this point, you have EDM to this point. Right? So guess what? You give it a shot. You give it a shot in here. You're waiting. Just waiting until maybe it comes in here. Okay, it does not. But now you're seeing market actually messing around. So guess what? Say, okay, that should be done. Because look at it. It gives even higher EDMs, but never makes higher heights. Okay. But guess what? If you don't like that, you place a limit order up here as well. Okay. So guess what? You give it pretty much a try. And there you go. Okay. That was surprising. But at least the small money trap was failed. Perfect. This was a EDM. Awesome. Confirmed. Perfect. You don't even need to guess. You just, whatever, let market come to you. Perfect. You didn't force this trade. You just waited and then made a market execution later. Okay. Not a problem. Right. So guess what? Now we're knowing, okay, smart money trap. Perfect. Took out this. So this technically is smart money trap done. But now we're looking at the higher time frames. Okay. So we look at this and then see, oh shit, what do we have in here? Oh my God. So is this play done in here? Is it done in here if you have huge equal lows in here? Yes or no? So should you close out these trades in here? No. Of course not. So guess what's going to happen? You adjust your targets like this. Right? Look at the 1 hour. Okay. Crazy equal lows. Okay. That should be taken out. So guess what? That's your extreme. That's your liquidity. Should work out, right? So you're taking now this extreme in here, and maybe let's see if you can refine that. That's a decisional, never had a balance, right? But that's just nothing. That's your liquidity. That's your extreme. Awesome. Okay. So guess what? We're breaking this zone now into a possible valid mitigation in here. Let's see if we find like a point which makes sense. So this again is the extreme, right? So now we're breaking it down to the 50-minute. We see, okay, we're having points in here. We're having 5-minute. Okay, we're having points in here. Just refining it. And then we see something like this. Okay. So that's confusing. So like, oh shit. Like, which point do I take now? That's really crazy, isn't it? So guess what? You can take either this one, or you say, okay, this was equal lows. This was my inducement. Stay short of it. We have liquidity. We have equal highs or equal lows right above it. That's possible. That is possible. Nothing else in between. We have 2 points. 1, 2. Okay, fair enough. So picking 2 points which make sense of the 1 hour, of the 50-minute, of the 5-minute, and now 1. This point, equal highs above it, into liquidity, could work. Or of course this one, into liquidity, would work. Awesome. You're picking 1, 2. Which one? We don't know. You let the market come to you and then you decide later. But at least you have a good understanding of what 2 points to pick. So you're making this. Okay. Right. And now you're projecting 2 zones out. Right. This is your extreme. We refine it into 2 zones. Which one will going to work? We will find out. But we don't just place random limits there. We wait. So guess what? First of all, of course, our short target is set. Right. So there we go. That's our short target in here. And it's choop. So guess what? If you're figuring out the liquidity, getting in these entries, what the hell? You're sitting up like that. Like, whoa! Flashed by the wind of choop. Right? And guess what? Now you're looking at the short target, looking at the timing. And now things get interesting. Because guess what? You're having this huge run downside, grabbing the liquidity. So what should come after? What a surprise. Right? So take a look at your Rolex. Right? And say like timing. What's my ideal timing that this can be possible? 15 o'clock. Okay. So guess what? It taps in there. Oh, what? And you're like, no, that's not to the minute. No, it doesn't work. That's not to the minute. And then I said like, look again. It taps in there again, makes a new low, and is to the minute. Guess what? So random. What the hell? But guess what? We're taking our Asia whipsaw now because we make it even easier for you, right? So we even say, okay, this should happen, like London. Okay, it was Frankfurt. Yeah, that doesn't work now. So this was magic manipulation. Then here, yeah, I mean, it was 10 minutes off. Like, that doesn't work. Right, so guess what? Now the low in here should be New York trap. I mean, that's to the minute. Fair enough. Okay. So, I don't know. And you're like, okay. Okay. So guess what? We're having this to the minute, but we don't just place trades in here, right? We're waiting. So we have a 1 minute. We're having a 1 minute left as well. Okay. Into the mitigation zone. Okay. So now we can place the trade. Okay. So now what do we have? Break of structures. Decisional, extreme. So what do we have in here? Probably build up into mitigation, or we have the extreme possible as well. At this point, you're trading order flow, and then it just choops. Never get to the extreme. Awesome. So now we switch to the 5 minute. Okay. So this is the 5 minute mitigation, and here was also 1 minute mitigation. Build up in here. That's your inducement to the minute. Internal break of structure into the 5 minute mitigation. Okay. So what comes next? Okay. So are we done yet? So we're having technically, like in here, London close should mitigate something. Okay, that's not to the minute. That's only 5 minutes away. So it technically mitigated. That's why the pullback happened. Where are we in our thematic? We are here. Okay, that's hard. So that's really unexpected when this happens like this. Okay. That was a surprise. So guess what? We are in here. We're just playing it, the whole thing, step by step by step, right? And now we, of course, taking out these highs. In here, we're having our inducement finally, ending of the day. Of course, we're switching off to the M1. Right? So now we're having our inducement in here. What can we do? We're waiting for the let. Right? Okay. So, whoop. Oh shit, what happened there? Out of break even. And you're like, and then, break even? Are you kidding me? Okay, that's not true. But guess what? Getting a punch from the market and punching back. So guess what? You have an inducement of inducement. Is the whole thing still valid? 100% it is still valid. What you're waiting for? Rolls over, equilibrium, same, should roll over again. Trade the equilibrium touch again. And off she is to the T. Cannot make that shit up. And it's just perfecto. So guess what we have? We have this whole day. We're playing the freaking schematic all over again. So guess what? Trade into the liquidity with the, for fuck's sakes, the Fast and Frankie trade. That was a little bit of advanced one. Okay. Tradable. This one, Frankfurt inducement with London Cup. Okay. Possible. Okay. Cup entry with the let. Also after break of structure into the mitigation. Yeah. Makes sense. You heard that before. What is that? Okay. Oh! A stop loss. Oh, break even. And you're like, I haven't cried like that since Titanic movie. Like, I only took like 50 risk of up before that. Oh my god. Alright, so guess what? That's okay. Jump in though. Okay, jump in, magic manipulation cup trade. Build up into some mitigations, taking the let entry afterwards. Okay, there's your magic manipulation re-entry with an EDM at about a minute. That's unexpected after the break of structure. Yeah, you never heard that before, right? So guess what? Re-entry another EDM. Okay, touching from the Smart Night Trap into another EDM. Okay, and then the holy tube in here. Right, so guess what? New York Cup trade to the minute. Okay, made of zone which made sense to the left. Okay, extreme area. And a decisional level of the 1 minute. Okay. Guess what? We're waiting for a break of structure into mitigation New York Cup trade. Re-entry. Right. Perfect. Guess what? If you took the London close here. Another loss or break even. Oh my god. And you again like, oh, Reem. I haven't cried like that since my last L. Huh. Right. Okay. So guess what? And take it right back with this one in here. Inducement trade to end the day off with the right way. Second entry let. So at this stage, there's only one thing missing. What is it? It's the freaking lit logo. Okay. And again, a freaking schematic. You cannot make that shit up. Okay. So at this stage, like 1 to 118, 1 to 14, 1 to 10. One loss for break even. Oh my god. 1 to 20. Okay. 1 to 36. Okay. 1 to 18, 28, okay. 1 to 26, okay. What is that? Another loss or break even. Oh, 2 in a row! That doesn't work. That's bullshit, man. That doesn't work. Okay, 1 to 6. Get it right back after. Okay. So let's do some math. 12 trades in total. 186 reward in 1 day. With 1 pair? To the fucking minute? Like, what the fuck? Like, are you actually kidding me? Like, at this point, like, there's nothing more, ever. Period. You can't do more in the markets. Period. There's nothing fucking more. Nothing. We showed you the freaking gates to intraday won the world. And now, again, it's your turn. What else can there be? We're giving you the overall overlay of the day. We give you the times, we give you the cycles, we give you the decisionals, efficiency of the pullback, the build-up, into mitigation with an entry helper. To the minute. Like, what can we do? What can we do? What else? What else do you want, guys? Do you want JP sitting on your lap and like, there you go, take the trade? No. How much more? And let me ask you, at this point, you understand every possible push that could have been traded. You know the what, the why, the how, the where, the when of the fucking overall market. So tell me, did any of those trades, maybe one of those were advanced, but did it not make sense? Could we make that shit up and give the whole schematic to you before it even happens? Not like from this example was from May, but on fucking Thursday on GU. The same exact fucking shit. How? How? It's impossible. You cannot make that shit up. You can't. It's impossible. So guess what? You have it. You have it. We encrypted that shit. We give it to you. And we limit the shit out of that. You're one of the 100. Good for you. We kicked out 10 people before that. So guess what? Now it's your turn to make something out of it. It's okay. So make something out of it. It's just the beginning of a long and very boring journey. And pretty much that is how it just begins. It's not the end. It's the beginning. It's the end of getting the information to you. And of course, at this point, guess what it is? It's your turn. There's everything in our possibility we give you in terms of pretty much education. We make it a 6-day live event. Guess what? That's a lot of work for us. It's a lot of stuff to do. And guess what? It's important though. That's why you want to bring it really into it. That's why we have so many educators, so many. I mean, you saw it. We have only elite people in here. There's no one in here which messes around, whatever. And you even saw it in the whole bootcamp, right? So at this point, it's up to you, right? So guess what? This is your wake-up call. So see you all pretty much in the inside, right? So guess what? See the markets like that. And once you can see it, you cannot unsee it.